Hi, this is Colette from Soul Life Loving. I'm going to continue the journey of my learning, how to be a cord-cutting diva in a very small human body from birth, well, pre-birth, because it is true, you know, that you know where you're going and you've chosen it, and that's your path. Getting you to stick to it, whole new ball game. Having parents who have no idea what you are, a mother who was so superstitious she thought that, not that I think she thought I was a foundling in the true sense of the word, in that, not that she'd found me, but that her real daughter, who should have been born 3 weeks later, had been womb snatched, and I'd been shoved in there from the devil, because they were like that in those days. You know, they were really stupid people. I have forgiven her decades ago. Absolutely no point keeping it. I don't have any connection with any of them. Boom, gone. But I didn't need them. They were just caretakers, and it's fine. I'm not hung up about it anymore. They've served a purpose. But I realised with the rise of, I don't know whether is it neurodivergent, a new like umbrella term for autism and some of the others. You have to excuse my ignorance on this. It's not deliberate. It's just I can't remember what I learned the other day about it. Anyway, that and the different ways that parents are now shown how to deal with a child. And I have a grandchild who doesn't speak a lot, has been diagnosed as on the autistic, but he's diagnosed as sort of like he really needs specific school help. And I'm looking at him, and there's a connection between him and me, like a silent telepathic one. And I think, he's just going to, he's going to struggle with this, especially if he's on a soul mission. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? He obviously completely understands, but he's very quiet, and you know, he doesn't really speak. He might have a few odd words, but back in the day, and even now, it's very difficult to like, and also because I'm an abstract artist, and so my mind works from way back there where I'm not conscious of it, and things come out, and eventually when I'm making art, a pattern will emerge, and then I will see it, or I will do something, make something, and then I'll see what it is, or it will be completely abstract. And for abstract, it's not what your eyes see, it's how you feel, and it's a balance. What you're looking at, it's almost like an equation, in that it's completely balanced, and you can turn it, you're painting anywhere, and your back mind recognises the balance of the pattern and how it makes you feel. And only people that are like that recognise it. Although there are a lot of people that will look at an abstract thing and they'll like it, and they don't know why, because it's a feeling. You don't see and understand, like a painting of a woman, or a picture of a painting of a flower. Oh, it's a flower. Oh, it's a tree. Oh, that's a nice scene. It doesn't come in through your eyes. It comes in, it's like from back there, and it comes forward, and you feel it. You can feel it when you're looking at it. And there's something in us that recognises and accepts and rejoices that pattern, having that pattern, that somebody's done that deliberately and it's resonated, that their back brain has seen it and they've felt it. Because when you feel a balance of something, it rings a bell. And if you look at something and it's not balanced, it's either not balanced for a reason, or it's not balanced because it's not finished, and for whatever reason. But if it's a not balanced for a reason, somebody wants you to do your own thinking, do your own back thinking. You might have to absorb it all, and it might come out in a dream, or it might come out days later, or something, some thought, some feeling will resonate and you'll understand it. And to me, it's no different than reading like really tight verse. When the words are coming in, and somewhere after it's been deciphered, in the back room, you get to know it. And it's different. And that's why you have different kinds of poetry, and you have different kind of visualizations, and they're both important. And whatever you do that makes somebody look at something or hear something or see something in that way that resonates is a good thing. Nobody can say that way is wrong and that way is right. And by when I do that, I mean, because I love equations, when fractal art came in, I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. Because it is awesome to me. And then I've got friends sending me AI things, and I've got one friend who thinks it's absolutely appalling to call that art. And I get it. I get where they're coming from. But I also understand that when you buy a print of something that somebody's done, that print is not the same. It's been manufactured, but it's no less beautiful than the original. And I think we should accept them all. It's not going to take it away. Yes, there will be people who then won't go on to make art because it's easier just to put it into Google and have it done. There's always going to be people out there with brushes, pens, pencils, the caboodle, and making art. And it's one of the saving graces of this planet, is that we can create this beautiful art. And that's why when somebody does something or makes something, and it doesn't matter what they use, if it comes from a negative aspect of that person and it's in any way harmful or cruel, it doesn't matter how beautiful that is, that will only resonate with a few that have the same dark energy. And the majority of people, I've found, are not out of balance. Over the years when I've been looking at energies, I found that it's a mix. And most people keep their dark energy to themselves. It's within them. And then there's the outside world, but their auric field, their energy field, keeps it in. But there are some people not like that, and their energy signature is different when I see it. And I've sat in rooms with people in discussion groups. This is why I only ever sit by the door. I like a quick exit. Because I've been sat down the front of some places, because I've gone with friends and it's been nice and all the rest of it. And then somebody's come in and they've sat by and blocked the exit of the door, either by they have to move the chair there, or they have to have a half a chair there, but they're going to make it an obstacle for you exiting immediately. And I've watched their dark energy come out of them and go down the gaps between the seating. And I've watched it when it's brushed past somebody and that person's gone like that. And they felt it and it's kind of heading out. And I remember the first time I saw this and the absolute shock that went through me when I realised it was heading for me. Like, oh my God, how do I get out of that one? And because I was allowed to grow up and be myself, and that was because nobody wanted to bother with me in my house, so I was allowed to be this person that took off running, went and hid. I had loads of places where I could go outside and scale walls, derelict, uneven walls, to find a ledge, like an old window ledge that had been just left there, no window, just and I could climb up and get on there and hide. And when I was a bit older, when I was about 5, and I could have books, and I would take books up there. Otherwise, I would just go up there and hide out the way. And because I was allowed to do that, and, or as my mother used to say, oh, she's bolted again, and bolt. As soon as I saw that heading for me, and I knew that to get out, I'd have to go right through it and disturb it, and I knew it, you know, if you have to go out through a fire and a gap opens up and you have to go through it, you know it's going to bite you somewhere as you're going through it. You know that, but you've got to go through it. You've got to go through the fire. And so I bolted. And I wasn't very nice about it. In fact, I was asked not to come back. Oh, it was fine with me. Yeah, keep your bloody room. Yeah, so I barged through this smoky, weirdy crap, and I went, get out of my way. And he went, and he got up and moved, and I shoved his chair, and I opened the door, and I was out. Like, bloody hell, I'm never going back there again. And next time, I'm going to be the one at the back door, and it won't be blocked. So if anybody else needs to bolt through here, I'll open the bloody door for them. I'm not having that happen to anybody else on my watch. So this is how I learned. If you see that and you're outside, get away from it. And if somebody comes in and they do that, you don't wait around. You bull rush them and you shove them out the door and you shut it. And you let other people, if people don't like you because of it, or your friend's gone, that's my boyfriend, I'm not speaking to you anymore, let them go. So this is how I learned. And this one of the reasons why people didn't kind of like me was because I was so physically ferocious. But in my world, I was under attack all the time because there was entities breaking through my protective layer, because my auric field was that of a child and it wasn't very strong, and despite the protection that I had from the angels, I mean, I call them angels because that's what I learned to call them, but they were my friends really. They couldn't always deflect it because some of the energies out there were heavy energies, and all they could do was get me out and protect me, which meant I led a very sort of solitary life in a way, because even going around to other people's friends, not everybody's parents were nice parents, and that kind of put me off. And although I wanted to protect my friend, I did know my limitations a little bit, and being in their presence, because what happened if they went to the toilet when they were there and I was on my own, I knew it was dodgy and they'd be waiting for this moment. I don't know how I knew, but I knew. So I would give people a wide berth. So we had moved on in time until I think we're going to pick up again when I was 4 in the next ones, because I've kind of stretched my timeline a bit, because I can't explain that without adding a bit of this, and I need the time to bring the explanation in. So that's the end of this video for today, and thank you for listening. We'll continue another day. Thank you.